Welcome to another edition of Smalltalk for You. This morning I'd like to continue with the usage example in VA Smalltalk. What we've done is we've opened up this application and we've created the prereq so that we can subclass a new class from test case, which is what we're going to do this morning. We're going to go to the classes menu and add a new class here. And we're going to pick from the list of options down here towards the bottom. We'll find test case in here, which is what we're going to take. And then having that over there, let's bring it here and we'll type in counter tests, and we'll go with the defaults and make this a subclass. And now what we need to do is, having that, we need to go to method source, which we're already on, and we're going to add a test case. Now the interesting thing about test cases in SUnit is your methods need to begin with a message test. So test add 1, for instance. Now the first thing I need to do is I'm going to define a temporary variable, and I'm going to have that variable be a new instance of the count. Now what I need to do here is I have an assertion I want to make. So I want to test whether my initial conditions are correct, meaning is it initialized so that the counter is at 0. So self assert, so this is asserting a true statement. So I want the next thing I put in an expression to return true. So we'll say counter count equals 0. That's what I want to assert. That should be the case. Now you can have more than one assertion, and denial is the other side of this. So I could have deny colon to be if I wanted to have the negative, but I can have as many assertions or denials in a method as I'd like. They just should make sense. Generally a unit test should test one thing. Here I'm just testing two things. I'm testing the initial state and also the result of using the add1 API method. So now I'm going to do counter add1. So I'm exercising the object here, add1, and now I'm going to do an assertion. Self assert counter count equal 1. Now I'm going to compile this with Control S, and I have my method there. You see test add 1. And now what I'm going to do is go to the tools menu up here, and I'm going to pick SUnit browser, open it, and again bring this over here. And now I get all the test cases in the system. The only one I'm interested in though is counter tests. So let's right click on it and we'll find run selected. And you see that it ran one test of the 72 that happen to be in the system right now, and it passed without any failures. If everything passed, you'll see green. If some passed and some failed, you'll see something like an orange. If you had failures, you'll see red. So you should be aware of the different things you're going to see here. So to show you red, let's go ahead and change the test case. Let's say that I wanted to check if this equals nil. That's not the way it's going to be set up. Let's do it so that it fails. Now we'll come through here and we'll do a run again. And you see orange because it failed. So that's what we get on failure. So that's how that works. Let's change it back just to demonstrate again. So we'll change it to this. And now we'll go back and test. So we'll run the selected. And you see all green. So that's how this works in VA Smalltalk. Similar to the way it works in Pharo or Squeak or VisualWorks. The tools are a little bit different, but in terms of writing things here, everything's very similar at the browser level. There's a little more complexity to test cases that you can get into as far as setting up initial conditions and tearing things down. I've done a more extensive screencast on test cases in various Smalltalks that you can look for in my repository. So that's about it for today. Until next time, have fun with whatever Smalltalk you're using.